So last year I decided to convert my van into a micro camper. On top of that, I also decided to create a YouTube channel and basically travel around the UK, exploring new places, taking videos and obviously uploading them to YouTube. And it started off pretty well. I went to Scotland for the first time ever and explored some amazing places, uploaded the video and I got positive feedback, negative feedback. And with that being said, I decided to head back to Scotland. And this time round, it was pretty good. I managed to get footage of wild deer. I also managed to get footage of orcas, which were on my goal list for don't know however long. It went pretty well. And then I decided to return to Smooth Cave. Now, if you don't know about Smooth Cave, it's at the very top of Scotland on the seafront. You can go and check it out, and I'll also post a photo somewhere for you to see. Now, in the cave itself, there's a bridge, which basically has a waterfall, goes under the bridge, there's lights and everything. Yeah, really good. So one morning, I decided to get up and go down there. Now, there's no one around, which is a bonus. Or at least I thought it were a bonus. Now, obviously, there's only me and the dog, so I haven't got anyone to take photos. So I have a gimbal / selfie stick. Now, before leaving the cave, I decided to get one more shot of me and the dog stood on the bridge. So I set the gimbal up and yeah, about to take the photo, and out of nowhere, a gust of wind comes. It blows the gimbal over, it hits the banister of the bridge and the phone lands in the water. Yeah. Now, that's my sat nav, my social media, contacts, everything. So after speaking to a few locals and them all laughing at me, one guy who does tours in the cave decided to come and help me, and he was trying to basically magnet fish my phone out. So after spending a good, 20-30 minutes, the guy says to me, "Do you have any swim shorts?" I'm like, "Wait, what?" So he's like, "Yeah, you could go in there." So I'm like, well, that did cross my mind, but I'm not stupid to dive into unknown water. So unfortunately, I had no swim shorts, and on top of that, the waterfall now was running, obviously because it had been raining, and it's churning all the water up and making it cloudy. So even if I got in there, I wouldn't be able to see anything below me. So that was that out of the window. So we're continuing to talk, and he's telling me some really interesting facts about this cave. And then he decides to start chucking bits of meat into this water without saying anything to me. So, in confusion, I'm looking at this guy and I'm like, "What are you doing?" He turns around and decides to tell me he's feeding the piranha. Nah, I wasn't aware that there was piranha anywhere in the UK. Clearly, I was wrong. The next minute, these piranha came swimming up. I couldn't get no footage of them because obviously my phone was in the water. And I'm looking at this guy and I'm saying, "You told me to swim in there." So he's laughing and he's like, "Yeah, but they'll not attack you." Now, I also found out this interesting fact. Unless you have a cut and you're bleeding, piranhas, they're not phased. They're attracted to blood or scent of blood or whatever. A bit like sharks. So yeah, but nah, I weren't having it. So I had to basically drive from the very top of Scotland all the way back home, which was 5-6 hours maybe. So that was that. And I've not returned to Scotland since. Then I decided to go to Wales, to Snowdon. Now, please don't take this wrong, anybody from Wales, just personal preference, but when you've been to Scotland and then you go to Wales, and obviously it was my first time going to Wales also, I didn't really know what to expect, and I was kind of comparing it to Scotland. And it was nice, but maybe I just need to do a bit more research on places where I'm gonna go, because anyway, yeah. And on top of that, you've got life, you've got work and everything in between. So I've not really had a chance to get back to this YouTube. But I feel like now's the time to try and start again. So what's the plan for this year then? So obviously, number one, I need to start creating videos again and travelling around, uploading onto YouTube. But on top of that, I want to do a few modifications to the van. One of those being painting the van. It's an old van, but it's like a tank. It'll just keep going, you know, as long as you look after it. But there's a few wear and tears on it, so I'm wanting to paint it. So that's number one. Number two, the back of the van, like I say, I did the conversion with no experience whatsoever, just watching YouTube videos and stuff, and it served me well. However, like you usually do, within a year, there's a few things now what I've decided, yeah, I don't want this no more, or maybe I want to change this, so I'll be doing a few things to the back of the van as well. I want to go back to Scotland. I want to go back to Smooth Cave, just to prove a point to myself. But I want to go further. I want to go further up than Scotland. Like, I want to go to the Shetlands. So that's a possibility also. So yeah. So with that being said, I'll get on with the video. So today I'm in the Peak District at a place called Bamford Edge, which is not too far from me. Usually there's a lot of vans parked up here. Today, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's still some vans, but not as many. So I'm gonna head out with the dog, just grab some footage, and yeah, I don't really have a plan, to be honest, with this video now. So I actually came up here on New Year's Day, thinking that no one would be up here, and I was completely wrong, because the whole place was packed. Like, it took me, I don't know how long to find a space, but yeah, it was just rows and rows and rows of camper vans, cars, but yeah, not the same situation today, but there are still plenty of vans around. But I just wanted to show you, so on New Year's Day, there was actually a cloud inversion on here, which basically, it just looked like a blanket of fog. Really cool. I'll upload photos of that onto my Instagram as well for you to check that out. But yeah, it's a nice place. It is actually trying to snow as well. I don't know if you're picking it up on camera, but there's still people about. There's, I think it's a school trip behind me. There's like climbing on rocks, and there's like little caves and stuff around here. To the van now, because like I said, it's trying to snow and it is cold up here, so get back, get something to eat. But I just wanted to show you this. I'm assuming it's an ex-ambulance, old ambulance, what's been converted. But yeah, check this out. Like, fairly new to this van life, but what amazes me is how creative people are with different types of vans. Like, when I was in Scotland, I saw an ex-military, I don't even know what it were, it was huge. But yeah, I just love seeing different types of vans and what people have done to them. Anyway, I'm gonna get back in van now, get something to eat, because it's freezing. Spag bol out of the tin, boom, sorted. So yeah, basically I'm planning on painting the van in Raptor. Now, I've watched loads of videos about it on YouTube, on groups on Facebook as well. It seems fairly straightforward, but it's just daunting, the fact that, you know, you've got to like basically create, they call it a key, like, if you've already done this, then, you know, I'm like teaching you how to suck eggs. But for those who aren't, you've got to create a key, so you've got to like sand all the paint down on your van for the new paint to actually stick to it. And like I say, it seems fairly straightforward, but it's just the fact of like going at your van with a piece of sandpaper, so to speak. It's a bit daunting, but I'm not doing that till the weather warms up anyway. So, but yeah, so paint the van, change a few things in here. That's about it. The really. Bonus of where I live is that I'm literally, what, a 20-minute drive, and I'm out in the Peak District, so I'm lucky in that sense. That if the weather does change, you know, I can always head back home or whatever. But yeah, if you've not come to the Peak District, then I recommend it. You know, everybody goes to like Scotland, Wales, the Lake District, but not many people come to the Peak District, so like, you know, very few videos. So yeah, definitely check it out. Anyway, that's all I've really got to say for this video, but I've got a few projects for the van, so hopefully this year, and obviously as it gets warmer towards summer, I'm going to have a lot more content. But yeah, till next time, thanks for watching. I hope I've not bored you all to death. Yep, catch you later.